Let's head back to the voicemail of Truth and Reason. This one about the quarterback of the Browns.
Hi, this is Roy Kenny Brew, and I'm calling to talk about Baker Mayfield and everything that's swirling around that situation. And I really just want to say that when people say, what other options do we have? Because I don't believe Baker is a franchise quarterback. And then you say, what options do we have? Well, in all truthful and honesty, you could put nearly any quarterback in that system and do better than Baker. And I feel like when Baker was hurt, he should have just went out early after week 2, got the surgery, and I believe if they did that, then Case Keenum would have won more games, and possibly we would have been in the playoffs.
All right, as always, we appreciate the voicemails. Keep them coming. If you want a topic that you want us to talk about, voicemail. Do it, and you see the number there, and we will talk about it. I don't necessarily, and again, Baker Mayfield didn't play well this year. He needs to play significantly better. It's going to cost you capital to go out and get, some of the guys. And, Marcus Mariota, I don't see that as an upgrade. Jameis Winston, you got a lot of the same things. Mitch Trubisky, you can't. And again, I get the frustration. I don't see it as anybody is better. That's just me.
Yeah, I think it's upgrading, trying to change out your quarterbacks just for the sake of making a change is, how you get yourself into trouble. And I think that's where, a lot of this kind of comes from, but with Baker. And obviously you didn't play well. There's circumstances beyond that kind of led to that, the injury, the poor play around him, it all just kind of snowballed into a mess that I think made him look worse than he was. And I mean, if the Browns want to upgrade from him, I can understand it, but it has to be a clear upgrade. And I mean, a defined upgrade. It has to be an upgrade where on the same level of what the Rams did when they traded Jared Goff to get Matthew Stafford. It has to be that obvious upgrade. And really the only guys I see that being are Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson, and Derek Carr, although I think Carr is probably less likely to happen now that Josh McDaniels is in Las Vegas. So going for any of those free agents out there, or even a rookie, if you draft one in the first or second round in this quarterback class, which isn't elite, but you have at least guys that have some potential and ability. I mean, if you're going to make that change, you have to know for just about 100% that the guy you bring in is better than the guy you're removing. Because if that doesn't happen, then you're taking a step backwards. And with this talent, this is a team that's got the talent to compete, to go deep in the playoffs, potentially go to the Super Bowl. I mean, it's clear the quarterback has to be better, but if you have to make sure that you have a guy who can be better than Baker Mayfield, not a guy who looks like he's better, but in reality might not be.
Yeah, and the other thing that I would say is the wide receiver position made Baker Mayfield look worse than he was. And I know Odell Beckham was here the first half of the year. Odell Beckham didn't want to be here. And I'm not saying anything other than what has been reported. He didn't want to be here. So your number one receiver didn't want to be here. Your number two receiver hurt his MCL pretty early in the year. So that wide receiving core was depleted at best. So that made Baker Mayfield's season a little bit more of a struggle than it needed to be.